Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. The following video will contain spoilers from the Flash episode titled Versus Zoom. So spoilers, if you don't want anything ruined for you, stop watching now. Everybody else, hey guys, Dave here. Holy crap. Okay, after weeks of waiting, we finally get back to it, and we get to see a young Hunter Zolomon witness his father coming back from, looks like the War of the Americas, and blowing not only his mother's brains out in front of him, but then taking his own life. So he ends up in a orphanage. We see some parallels drawn between young Hunter and young Barry, and sometimes it's nature versus nurture. So, with all this going on, the heroes start to try to figure out how to get back to Earth 2. How are they going to stop them? Of course, Wells is opposed to it, Joe's opposed to it, but they know that there's no way in hell they'll be able to talk Barry out of it, although they should try. Not successfully. They use the Tachyon prototype to try to give Barry a speed boost, which he actually runs so fast that he actually goes faster than he ever had before, creates a wormhole, and 3 seconds later another wormhole comes back at, so it looks like his adventure to Supergirl's Earth was there and back. This is when it happens. However, we never get to hear him talk about his adventure. He just says, I'm back. How long have I gone? And they don't really seem to go into that. And we don't, I'm sure there's got to be some extra footage out there. I would love to see him talk about everything he encountered there. Maybe it'll come up eventually, but that's going to go on. But, yeah, so now they figured that out, but they're not sure how to open up the breaches without doing some serious damage. Also, looks like Wally's trying to get closer to Joe, and that's starting to actually mesh pretty well. There's some friction here and there until Barry managed to give Joe some hints about how to get together. So that was kind of cool. But, well, they figure out that the only way to get back to Earth 2 is figuring out what the powers that Reverb had, and that they know that Cisco should have them too. After tuning up his specs, they talk him into trying to use his powers to the one place which would apparently be parallel to that central city on Earth 2, and Zoom's base, a mental asylum. This is scary. He starts to open it up, but just before he gets there, he freaks out and doesn't want to do it. So he's scared to death about becoming a monster like Reverb. He's paranoid of that, and it takes Barry to be able to try to talk him out of that, and that he's got friends that care for him, and that essentially just trying to show him that, he won't become a monster because there's so many people that are rooting for him that they won't let him become one. So eventually, they talk him into opening the breach, and Zoom comes in. This is not good. They start to try to get a hold of him. There's even one moment where many of the people are trapped up in the time vault, and they figured out that, hey, we know who Hunter is after talking about, Caitlin's little interaction with him. They find out that Hunter Zolomon is a psychopath who apparently was getting electroshock therapy the night that the particle accelerator blew on their Earth, which that's what gave him his powers. But the fact is, finding out about this part of it, not to mention what we later find out from Zoom's own words, that he created this other self, even using a time remnant of himself, so he can be in two places at once and play around. We find out that he did this just so he could build people up to tear them down. I mean, he's truly a sadistic monster. At one point, when he manages to build up enough speed to break out of the boot that Cisco devised, and they manage to talk to him, he's saying the magic words, "You can't lock up the darkness," and his eyes start to go black, his voice starts getting dark. I still like my theory about the meta-ape DNA possibly explaining that, but it's one of those things that you don't know exactly what's causing him. Yes, he's got the cellular degradation that he actually did try V9 and stuff like that, or V6, which was destroying his cells, but it seems to be more than that. It seems to be, at one point when he says, "You can't lock up the darkness," his eyes went black. He broke free and got the hell out of there. I was scared because this is a psychopathic killer granted power from whatever X elements that existed in there. And when people talk about X elements in DC Comics, they usually refer to things that are fourth world kind of stuff. By that, I mean the home of the new gods. The good ones from New Genesis, and the evil ones from Apocalypse. Does this mean that somehow, maybe, Zoom is touched by something apocalyptic? I don't know, but that's the major darkness I'm thinking about that they talk about, so we'll have to see what happens. Eventually, Zoom comes, breaks in, and actually kidnaps Wally, now living at the West household, and he offers up a trade. Wally for Barry's speed. There's even one where Wally's trying to talk to the man in the metal mask. No one seems to know who the hell he is. And he's trying to do the code thing, but no one seems to get it. So eventually they start to talk a bit. Here comes Zoom. He brings back Wally. Says, yeah, I got him right here. And Barry decides to agree to it. But before then, they actually start to talk about why. And he's revealing so many things about how sadistic he is to give people hope just to snatch it away. And that's all part of the cat and mouse games that he likes to play with people. Does this mean that Jay Garrick was ever even real? I mean, was this just a creation of Hunter Zolomon's imagination? Was there ever a Jay Garrick? Is Jay Garrick the guy in the metal mask? A lot of people are leaning that way, and it's a possibility, but I don't know at this point. I mean, I've got ideas. I even said that Jay is one of the possibilities. The real Jay Garrick might be. But I don't know which way they're going to go here. All I know is we won't know about the man in the metal mask until the season finale. But they're saying that it's going to be a very satisfying story, so we just have to watch and see. Well, Barry gets on the cosmic treadmill. Wells uses the siphon to drain all of his speed force out of him. And he injects himself with it, and he gets a demonic-looking power rush. And, well, at one point he was even trying to kill Barry, but then Caitlin manages to talk him off of that ledge, as it were. But then he rushes off, kidnaps Wally and Zoom again. At least I think he kidnaps Wally again. So now, it leaves off no epilogue scene. Barry is now powerless. Caitlin, and possibly Wally too, is now captured on Earth 2. So that's why going into the next episode, it's titled Back to Normal. This was heavy. Now, I gotta admit, I was hoping for a bit more, especially seeing that the bad guy got exactly what he wanted, and he was very clear about what the heck it is. But he's convinced that getting the speed is the only thing that's going to keep him alive. He wanted to play it his way, and that's what he's got. So how is Barry going to get his powers back? Is it something that's just going to come back on its own? Is he going to try Velocity 9 or Velocity 10? I don't know, but we're going to have to wait a week to find out. So, all in all, good episode, and for all the theories I had about Zoom, I was right about it being Jay Garrick, that we know of, but what he is he a clone? Is he actually a long-lost twin? Not sure, but it looks like I might have been wrong about that part. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again, but at least I was trying to be on the right track there for thinking about it. So it really makes it for what was going to happen here, for what's going to happen for the rest of the season. But it's going to be exciting, and I'm certainly going to be tuning in. This is the best show out there that DC is putting out right now, in my personal opinion. I watch it every week. I'm loving the heck out of it. My opinion, good episode, not great. And just leaving it like a cliffhanger like that. Oh, come on, that hurt. That hurt. But it makes you get so excited and so psyched. You have to check out next week's, which is that's what I'm going to do. Also, I want to give a quick shout out. Today is Wednesday, April 20th, and it's also Carlos Valdes' birthday, the guy who plays Cisco Ramon. So, Cisco, Carlos, on either world, whatever name you're going by, Carlos, seriously, man, you helped to bring an amazing character to life. You're one of the best parts of the show. It's good to see your character growing, and seriously, I hope I get to meet you at MegaCon as well, so we'll see what happens. So, what did you guys think of this episode? Please like, comment, subscribe, share, pass this bad boy around, tell me what you think here. And we'll just have to wait until next week to see what happens. I may have a new theory video coming up for Supergirl later this week, so we'll see. Alright, until next time, Dave signing off. Peace. Yum yum.